All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Last time we did, what do you call that thing? Journalizing, just as a review. This time we're going to look at ledgers. So this should be after you've taken the note, the PowerPoint note, looked over that. I am looking at, again, a PDF of the textbook on Pearson. And it's showing, again, if you have our own textbook, that's just an older version of it, you should have something similar to this. Sorry about moving the screen around. I'm just trying to get a hair that's stuck to it off of there. There we go. Anyway, as you can see, we've done looking at the T accounts, and so you can see a number of transactions for the month of November from the 1st to the 6th taking place through the cash account. And that's what we've been used to so far. We saw how those would be journalized, right? But this is just would be, half of the transaction because both sides of the debit and the credit are both not going to take place in the cash account. They're going to take place in at least two accounts. So this is just half the story from the journal. What we're doing today is we're looking at how it translates to the ledger at the bottom. So you can see that on November 1st, there was a $2,000 debit, and that's reflected at the top of the T account. And if you look at the very first ledger, you can see November 1st, J1 would be the first page of the journal, and then a $2,000 debit, which is a debit transaction, which is always going to be debit, by the way, because this is a cash account, which is a debit balance account. So that's always going to be DR. If this was a credit balance account, that would say CR. And then we have a balance of $2,000. Okay, the next one on the 3rd is the $75 debit. So again, there's the 3rd, so 3. Then J1, same page of the journal. Go into that in a minute. And then $75 debit. It is again a debit transaction. And then you add that 75 and it comes $2,075. And you see on the 3rd as well, they have a $150 credit. Okay, so 3rd again, J1. This time it's on the credit side because we're taking away from cash. They're spending it on something. We can't see what that is because we don't see the journal at the moment. And then you subtract it from the balance because the balance is a running total. Okay. Then on the 5th, we've got a $100 debit, which increases our total, and then a $200 credit on the 6th, which decreases the balance. And so we have a balance by the 6th of $1,825 in the cash account. So that's just one account. Okay, I'm going to move over to the one I wrote on yesterday. So I have that. This is going to be a wild ride, but here we go. So got them all on a line. Doesn't that look nice? Okay, so this was yesterday. Just keep getting closer. Okay, lovely writing, by the way. Thank you very much. So this was in October, and we had our cash accounts. Oh, of course I forgot. I wanted to point out in here that the chart of accounts, if you're wondering where I got all those 100 and all those kind of things, this is what you would be given on a big question. You'd be given the chart of accounts, and that's where you get the numbers. So you can see that cash is 100. That's just the account number. And accounts receivable for A. Baker is 101, L. Carter is 102, so on and so forth. These are all basically arbitrary. We basically just start with 100 for cash and then go up from there, 101, 102, 103, so on and so forth. Same thing with liabilities, owner's equity being 300s, revenues are 400s, and expenses are 500s. Okay, so which is right there, by the way. Okay, so looking at yesterday, October 1st, on the cash account, we have a $20,000 deposit. Whoop, that's not gonna. Don't move. Let's see if I can move this thing without moving the whole document. This is going to take some kind of finagling here. Okay, so this account is, so 20,000. You can remember my memory from yesterday. So the account is cash. The account number is, whoa, that's not supposed to be up there. That just jumped on me. Cash account is 100. That is 100. Okay, and then we have, so it's 2,000, and then we've got October 1st, and we have our posting reference is J1 because that is supposed to be a J. J1. So I'm going to say that was page 1. Okay, and it is a debit transaction, so it's 20,000. It's DR because this is cash, and so our account balance is 20,000. The next one we have is 16,000, and it's a debit again. Okay, so that was, look, that was on the 4th. So we've got 4. And wow, these look terrible. Let me get closer. That helps sometimes. I'm going to tilt the screen slightly. That helps sometimes. So 4. Oh, that looks nice. That's better. Let's get rid of that J. That's ugly. J1. Lovely. Okay, J1. Lovely. So on the 4th, 16,000. Oh, look at that. It's much better. DR. And then 16,000 plus 20. 36,000. That buzzing sound, by the way, appears to be Mr. Collins texting me for some reason. We'll just ignore that. Okay, the next one we've got is a 2,400 cash deposit. Again, it's on the 4th again. So 4. Still the same page of the journal. If that changed, of course, we'd put J2 or J3 or whatever it would be. Already forgot the number, 2,400. So 2,400. And we've got DR. And if we add it together, we get 38,400. Let's move on to the next one. I'm going to run out of cash space here, so I'm not going to do them all, but I'm going to do the next one, which is cash, a $5,000 credit. So that is 7. 1 second to tell my kids to answer that phone. Answer the phone, I'm recording. Okay, 7,000. J1. So that is a credit this time. $5,000 credit. DR. And we are going to subtract this time. 33,400. Okay, so that's what your cash account looks like. Now, as I said, there's only one side represented. So usually we'd have, these ledgers would be in order. You'd have your all your cash accounts, like all your asset accounts in order. So here you'd have your 100, 101. This would be 101. This would be 102, so on and so forth. We're not going to do that just for example's sake. We're going to take the next one, which is a 300, which is the capital account. So we're going to have this be R. Johnson Capital. Okay, and on the 1st, another text, another 1st October, wow. October 1st. Okay, J1. Now this is the capital account. This was a credit because it is a minus plus account or a credit